call to order the meeting of the Common Council for Tuesday, August 27th. Clerk?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. We have 12 members in the room and 12 members signed in Civic Clerk.
All right, thank you, Clerk. Now, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for an invocation offered by Alder Galvin. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alder Galvin.
Thank you. Tonight, our invocation is going to be done by Deacon Robert Hornacek. Not long ago, our guest tonight would have been here covering this meeting as a member of the media, but after 2 decades in television at Channel 11, in 2019, he moved on to a higher calling, serving families in need at our community at Paul's Pantry. At the pantry, Bob Hornacek serves as the Assistant Executive Director, ensuring that those most in need in our community have one of the most basic necessities, food. Bob also serves a permanent deacon in the Catholic Church, serving at St. Matthew's Parish in Alloway.
Thank you, Alder. Gracious and loving God, you are the creator of everything we know and love, and you are the source of everything we hold dear. As we gather here on this night, people from different places, different generations, different backgrounds, we ask you to help us become more aware of your divine presence. During these challenging times, we humbly ask you to guide us down the right path. Grant us the ability to focus on those values that bind us together, values of service, integrity, and honesty, all in the service not of ourselves and our own aspirations, but in service of others, the community, and the common good. As we discuss and deliberate the important issues facing our community, let us be sure to take into account those whose voices we don't often hear: the poor, the hungry, the vulnerable, and all who find themselves on the margins of our society. We ask all of this through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Thank you, Deacon. I will entertain a motion on the minutes from our last meeting. Alder DeLee makes a motion to approve the minutes from the July 30th meeting. Seconded by Alder Stevens. Any changes there? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The minutes are approved. Approval of the agenda. Motion to approve made by Alder Eck. Seconded by Alder Presley. Any changes, amendments? Seeing none, all in favor will say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The agenda is approved. Report by the mayor. Just a couple quick things. We had a nice, for a while, groundbreaking for our JBS development. Alder Morgan and Alder Hutchison were able to take part in the festivities. Yeah, it was nice, like I said, momentarily until the monsoon swept through. So then it became very interesting, but we were able to, break the ground and do the thing. So, of course, recognize Common Council while I was out there for all your support for that development. So just want to reiterate that and appreciate the attendance from our alders, especially Alder Morgan, whose district that development is in. So exciting stuff to watch with that in the coming months and years, and again, appreciate the support on it. Next, just wanted to, of course, note that we have the acquisition of the Green Bay Press Gazette building and some associated parcels on the agenda tonight. Something that I've been thinking about and dealing with, really since my first day in office, was trying to find an adequate, suitable home, into the next few decades for our police department. It's been a challenge to find something that is adequate size-wise, quality-wise, fiscally responsible, and I do feel like we've arrived at that with the solution that we put in front of the council. So, of course, entertain another discussion. We had some good discussions at the Ad Hoc Facilities Committee and then at Finance last week. But entertain, of course, additional thoughts and questions tonight, but hoping ultimately we can get there and approve the acquisition of that facility. So with that, I'll move along to announcements from council. Any announcements? Seeing none. Appointments? Reappoint. Alder Johnson makes a motion to make the reappointments in front of you. That was seconded by Alder Galvin. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and the reappointments are made. Next, we have a public hearing. It is a public hearing on a request to amend the Smart Growth 2022 Comprehensive Plan of the City of Green Bay related to property located at the 1200 block of Parrott Street from medium high-density residential to low-density residential, CPA 24-02. Do we have anyone here who'd like to speak to that item? Anyone here who'd like to speak to that item? Is there anyone here who would like to speak to that item? Clerk, let the record reflect there's no one here to speak to that item. Next, we'll move along to ordinances, second reading for adoption. Entertain a motion on suspension, maybe? Alder Prophet makes a motion to suspend the rules, seconded by Alder Hinkfuss, and that is to take up these items with one roll call vote. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor will say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The rules are suspended. Motion to adopt made by Alder Prophet, seconded by Alder DeLee. Any discussion here? Seeing none, we will use the board.
Just give me a moment. You may vote. Alder Presley?
My computer is misbehaving, but I'm a yes.
Thank you. Alder Johnson?
Submitted yes. So it sounds like your computer's misbehaving.
Possibly not. Okay, you may display.
And those ordinances are adopted unanimously. Report of the Redevelopment Authority.
Move to approve.
Motion to approve made by Alder Hinkfuss, seconded by Alder Prophet. Items to be handled separately? Hearing none, all in favor will say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. That report is adopted. Report of the Improvement and Services Committee. Motion to approve by Alder Presley and seconded by Alder Stevens. Items here to be handled separately? Hearing none, all in favor will say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. That report has been approved. Report of the Protection and Policy Committee. Motion to approve made by Alder Prophet, seconded by Alder Stevens. Items here to be handled separately?
8.
Number 8. Any others? Hearing none others, all in favor of approving the remainder of that report will signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The report has been approved with the exception of item 8. Your wishes here, Alder?
Motion to hold.
Motion to hold made by Alder Johnson. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alder Hinkfuss. And on that motion, Alder.
Yeah, I just know there's a member of the public here that wishes to speak, so I'll make a motion to open the floor.
Alder Johnson moves to open the floor. Seconded by Alder DeLee. All in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The floor is open.
Good evening, folks. My name's Jim, and thank you for allowing me to speak. My name's Jim Rafter. I am the Alloway Village President. I've been on the board in Alloway for 10 years, and I've had the privilege to serve as the village president for the last 8. And now
Mr.
with
Rafter, if you could just give your address for us.
411 West Briar Lane, Green Bay, Wisconsin, my mailing address.
Thank you.
54301. And I'm now running for the Wisconsin State Senate for the new District 30, which includes most of Green Bay except for the far northwest corner. Alloway, Ashwaubenon, De Pere, Bellevue, a slice of Ledgeview, and a slice of Rockland. And I'm just here tonight to introduce myself to those of you who I do not know, to let you know that if I'm lucky enough to serve in the state Senate, I will proudly serve the people of Green Bay, fight for the people of Green Bay, make sure that we get our just due from the state government, to get the funding we need for the roads and our schools and
Mr.
everything else that we need to do.
Mr. Rafter, appreciate all that, obviously, but the item is before us that we would need to
I apologize.
speak to.
I would like to have, I think public comment is important. Here in or at least in Alloway, we have a public comment every piece of every meeting. We limit it to, I think, 5 minutes or a reasonable amount of time, but I would encourage you to incorporate that into your meeting agendas. It is something that we're here to do, to listen to the community and do so respectfully. So that's all I have. I thank you very much, folks.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rafter. I'm gonna have to talk to my favorite trustee from Alloway and see if he feels the same way, but,
I promise you he does.
any questions for Mr. Rafter on the item? Seeing none?
Motion to close the
All right,
floor.
thanks again. Motion to close the floor made by Alder Johnson. Seconded by Alder Eck. All in favor will say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The floor is closed. Alder Johnson made that motion to hold. There was a second. Any discussion on that? Alder Eck?
I just wanted to clarify, because it says to hold until September 21st, so when you say hold, like, are you indefinitely, or are you changing the date on that?
No,
Same.
Just approve it as recommended by committee, so,
Same motion.
Okay,
yep.
All
I
right.
just had to make a motion in order to open the floor.
okay,
So,
all right, I just want to make sure. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and that item has been held to the September 21st meeting of Protection and Policy. Next, Protection and Policy Committee granting operator licenses. Motion to approve made by Alder Stevens, seconded by Alder Prophet. Any names to be handled separately or abstentions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. That report has been approved. Plan Commission. Motion to approve by Alder Weary, seconded by Alder DeLee. Items here to be handled separately. Alder Johnson.
The clerk could just note an abstention. The petitioner is a member of my executive committee that oversees my compensation.
Very well.
P1 and 2, the entire report.
All right, seeing none to be handled separately, all in favor will say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. That report has been approved. Report of the Finance Committee. Motion to approve made by Alder Stevens, seconded by Alder Galvin. Items here to be handled separately? Any items? Hearing none. All in favor of that report will signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. That report has been approved. Report of the Personnel Committee. Motion to approve made by Alder Stevens. Seconded by Alder Galvin. Any items here to be handled separately? Item number 4. Any others? All right, item 4 will be handled separately. All in favor of the remainder of that report will signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The report has been approved with the exception of item 4. Your wish is here, Alder Prophet.
I hope my voice will work for me right now. Apologies. I just know there are members of the public wishing to speak, so I'd make a motion to open the floor, please.
Motion to open the floor made by Alder Prophet, seconded by Alder Johnson. All in favor will say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The floor is open. Well, see how easy it is to open the floor around here? Just saying.
Hi, my name is Stacy Menke. I work in the clerk's office. Address is 2109 Sugar Maple Court, Green Bay. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I wanted to address some of the comments that were made at the personnel meeting regarding the continuation of summer hours at City Hall. I thought first to approach this topic, or really any topic for that matter, as something between the haves and the have-not is neither a constructive or a helpful mindset. It's divisive and quite frankly, it's offensive. We're all on the same team, working towards the same goal, maybe with different approaches, but we're all working towards the same goal, and that is to provide exceptional customer service to our residents and to have pride in all our city offers for our residents. Next, I'd like to address the concern that summer hours would negatively affect the accessibility to our residents. I could not disagree with that more. When City Hall utilizes the operating hours of 8 to 4:30, we hear a lot of people say that they are unable to make those hours because they're working at the same time. However, when we're utilizing the summer hours of 7:30 to 5, we don't really hear that complaint anymore. We're giving them a half an hour before their work hours and a half an hour after their work hours to make time to come to City Hall. And we've seen that plenty in the clerk's office with licensing and election-related issues. In addition, due to several neighboring municipalities, as well as the county now utilizing half-days on Fridays, I can tell you from personal experience in the clerk's office that we have very little foot traffic in the city hall on Fridays. Being in the clerk's office on the first floor, we see a lot of people come in that don't just have business with the clerk's office, but people who are inquiring where they go for parking tickets or where they go to get park passes. So we're seeing all kinds of people come in, and we're not seeing that traffic on Fridays. I personally have not heard from anyone come in on a Friday and we weren't here, nor have I heard anyone say that the hours were not accessible for them. People have adjusted and become accustomed to the different schedule, and they're used to conducting their business at different times now. Finally, the hours for City Hall are clearly posted on the doorway and on our website. So residents, again, have adjusted to this, and they have the availability from Monday through Thursday with the 7:30 to 5 o'clock hours. Therefore, I feel it's in the best interest to move forward with the continuation of summer hours so that we can continue to serve our residents well. Thank you.
Thanks for your testimony. Any questions for our guest? No? All right, thank you. Any others who'd like to speak?
I've done this before. Hi, I'm Nina Robinette. I'm the admin manager and the financial manager up in the Park and Rec department. And as you know, we serve a big bunch of the community. So I'm not only representing my staff, a couple wanted to come tonight and could, Nina Robinette, 1621 Wiesner Street, Green Bay, Wisconsin, 54304. I've been here since 2017. When I started here in 2017, you had to physically either call or come in to make a shelter reservation. Maybe it wasn't just a shelter reservation, maybe to buy Bay Beach tickets, to do so many things that you had to physically come in here. I was nervous my first year. They said, January 1st, they're gonna line up out that door and they're gonna be all the way down that hallway. Come COVID, 2020, 2021, we were able to get our system to do what we needed it to do. You can now, whether you're home with your family or friends or whatever, make a shelter reservation for not only our park shelters, but for Bay Beach as well. You can go on the Bay Beach website and you can buy Bay Beach tickets to be sent to your home and not even have to physically go pick them up at Bay Beach. You can do anything we can give you in service in our office can be done online because of the changes we were forced to make during COVID. Our staff, I know people were concerned how we reach our staff. Last night was a great example. We had that storm at 2 o'clock this morning. Our forestry guys were in here hours before we came in at 7:30, dealing with, I think we were up to 54 tree calls today from the storm in the middle of the night as well as the one around lunchtime today. They all carry an after-hours phone. We have all of our people, like our points of contacts, whether it be Dan or James or Andy from maintenance or Brian from forestry, or a standby number is on file over at the police department, and they're able to, that's how they accessed our forestry guy that was on standby last night. I looked at our website today, and we can add anything you want to add to Park and Rec. One of the biggest things we did when I first started in 2017, we had stacks like this. For our seasonal employment, right? We're a big seasonal employer. Everything is online now. We do all their onboarding paperwork online. They apply online. We rehire them online. All of that is done, which stops that foot traffic into our office. They come in for their interviews, which, like Stacy said, we have a lot of kids that come in here after school at 3 o'clock up until 5 o'clock. We also have parents, we saw WPRA tickets to like the zoo in Milwaukee or a number of other places. They're like, I came in this morning before I had to be to work because I'm leaving early today to take the kids to Noah's Ark because we do the discount tickets. And lastly, I know my door is always open, and I know Dan's door is open, and I'm sure any of these departments are open. Come in and see what we do. Ask us questions. A number of my girls were so offended after last week's meeting. They felt like people don't really know who they are, what they can do, and our door is open. Come with us. We'll show you. We'll help you navigate the system. We'll show you everything we do, because everything that we can do in person can be done online too. So, thank you.
Thanks for your testimony. Any questions? All right, thanks a lot. Any others? Seeing none, yeah, one more.
Good evening. My name is Fluffy Arts, 1207 Mojave Trail, Green Bay. I work out at the Wildlife Sanctuary, and we have changed our hours a couple of times to be consistent with Bay Beach. So we did change. The public didn't complain. There was nothing. We put it up on our Facebook page, on our website, and it worked just fine. I know where there was some issues with thinking the public is not going to understand or come after hours and be upset, but I don't know. I don't know who really wants to do government business on a Friday afternoon. I know I'd rather be drinking margaritas or something but after work. So I think it's a good morale booster too. You know, to get off, you have a nice long weekend, and I won't get those hours because I'm at the Wildlife Sanctuary. So I'll still be working 8 to 4:30, but I think for City Hall, I think it's a good move. So that's it. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Any questions? All right, thanks again. Doesn't look like anyone else would like to testify. Entertain a motion to close the floor. Motion to close the floor made by Alder DeLee, seconded by Alder Galvin. All in favor will say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The floor is closed. We don't have a motion as of yet. So seeking one, Alder Hinkfist.
Yes, I'd like to amend the agenda to more reflect what was stated in the Personnel Committee, because we recommended that they refer to staff to evaluate plans for potential implementation of the request to amend the City of Green Bay Personnel Policy, with a potential implementation of January 1st of 2025. So I would ask that we make that amendment. I don't know if that's a vote, but that's the actual motion.
Yep. So Alder Hinkfist makes a motion to amend. Is there a second for that?
Let me be clear.
It's
To implement January 1st? Or to
potential.
It's potential, based
Potential
on the
implementation.
motion that was made in the meeting.
Oh, so it's a-
It says effective, and I don't want to create, right now, there's still a lot of information. I appreciate these young ladies talking regarding the hours and supporting, the city. I don't think anybody within the committee had that intention. What we need is data. And that's what we asked for, to come back, and how we would be, we'd also like feedback from other customers. So that's kind of where I'm at here.
Yep. That's Alder's amendment. Is there a second for that?
Second.
Seconded by Alder Galvin. Discussion on that at all? Seeing none. All in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Entertain a motion to adopt as amended.
So moved.
Alder Galvin makes a motion to adopt as amended. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alder Hutchison. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor will say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. That item has been adopted. Sustainability Commission. Motion to approve made by Alder Presley. Is there a second? Seconded by Alder Hutchison. Items here to be handled separately? Seeing none, all in favor will say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The report has been adopted. Next, we have a couple informational items. Building report for July 24, Municipal Court Monthly Financial Report, also for July 24. Next, we have a Committee of the Whole item. This is consideration with possible action on accepting an AmeriCorps grant in the amount of $367,000 and $367,040 to fund 75% of the total cost of the third year of the Green Bay Conservation Corps. And I will go to Director Ditchite on that.
Yeah, so as many of you know, or all of you know, we have the Green Bay Conservation Corps program. The original grant was in the amount of, or was in a total length of 3-year commitment of grant funding. But how the grant system is set up is we have to renew the contract on a yearly basis. So we accepted the grant 2 years ago. We're into our final year of that grant program. This is more of a formality in the fact that you approved the grant to begin with 2 years ago. And so this matches our budget amount of what we allocated for the project. So there's no surprises, no changes from what was originally proposed 2 years ago and what's in the budget for this year.
Thanks, Director. Motion to approve made by Alder Johnson, seconded by Alder Prophet. Any discussion? Seeing none, say aye. Ayes have it, and that is approved. Resolutions.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Alder Johnson makes a motion to suspend the rules and take up these items with one roll call vote, seconded by Alder Prophet. All in favor will say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the rules are suspended.
To adopt.
Motion to adopt made by Alder Johnson, seconded by Alder DeLee. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll use the board.
Yes? Thank you. And you may vote. Alder Hinkfist?
I just did the, there you go.
You may display.
All right, and those resolutions are adopted unanimously. Next, ordinances for first reading. Motion to advance made by Alder Prophet, seconded by Alder Stevens. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor will say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. That ordinance has been advanced to second and final reading. Petitions and communications. Adjournment. Motion to adjourn made by Alder Johnson, seconded by Alder Stevens. All in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We're adjourned.